Expo SDK 55 is finally here, and it comes with a new version of Expo Router that unlocks a ton of native APIs you should either be using or at least be aware of. This is gonna be a short video, so make sure to stick till the end. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. Alright, so in this video, I'm gonna break down several new APIs, including native tabs, a new toolbar that lets you place items at the top, on the sides, or even at the bottom of the screen. New bottom accessory introduced on iOS 26 that you probably recognize from Apple Music, some transitions, and one bonus feature at the end that helps you craft amazing form sheets finally. And before we dive in, if you're looking to build high quality React Native applications, learn how to ship them to the App Store and Play Store and iterate faster using best practices, make sure to check out my React Native course and premium resources at codewithbeto.dev. I recently added a new module where I teach you how to build a custom native module and native view so you can unlock platform-specific capabilities when you need them. And if you want to go deeper into Expo Router, things like authentication flows or deep linking, you know, the kind of features that a real application needs, I'll leave links in the description with a nice promo code. All right, let's jump in. Number 1, native tabs. It's now possible to use the system tab bar on both Android and iOS, which means your tabs automatically respond to system level behaviors like liquid glass. Here's an example from Inkigo. By the way, Inkigo is a premium resource and the full source code is available for pro members at codewithbeto.dev. Inkigo uses the minimize behavior prop to automatically minimize the tab bar when the user scrolls down. And since trying on tattoos is the core feature of the application, we use role search for the camera tab. This applies a set of default system behaviors where the tab is visually separated from the others. Let me show you how that looks in code. So here I have my tabs layout, and you know, it's pretty simple. Something that I really like about the new version of Expo Router and native APIs. It's pretty composable, as you can see here, nothing out of the ordinary. Just I want to highlight this piece of code. Because we're passing the role search to this tab, we manually override the icon and set it to camera.fill when the tab is selected. Otherwise, it's going to be overridden to the magnifier. So you can fix that by setting the selected prop. Next up, Stack Toolbar. This new component lets you place buttons, menus, spacers, and even custom views using native primitives. It finally makes it easy to build header left, header right menus without hacks. One of the highlights here is the placement prop, which lets you position toolbar items on the left, right, or bottom of the screen. Inkigo uses this in a few places, and as you can see in the animation, you get a smooth system level transition when navigating between screens. Let's take a look at the code. So this is my home screen, my main action. You notice, super clean. The placement is set to right, and my tint color yellow, very prominent so that we get that nice look on iOS 26 with the glass effect. And you can even change the style of the label of the button. So the toolbar is wrapping the button and it's placed to the right. That's it. Now, I cannot talk about Stack Toolbar without highlighting the placement button. This placement unlocks a lot of UI possibilities. When you combine it with the hidden prop, you get beautiful animated transitions with full liquid glass support. You can also place fully interactive elements here, including menus or custom views. In Inkigo, I use this in the tattoo details screen to show additional information. And notice how smooth the transition is when I tap the info button. This kind of UI was extremely hard to implement with JavaScript primitives. With native APIs, you get system animations, layout behavior, and visual effects for free. That's exactly why this matters so much in iOS 26. Now let's talk about the bottom accessory. In iOS 26, Apple introduced a new API that lets you attach an accessory like the mini player in Apple Music to the tab bar. When expanded, the accessory sits above the tab bar. When the tab bar is minimized, the accessory animates in line with it. A user can exit the minimized state by tapping a tab or scrolling to the top. And honestly, I haven't found a strong use case for this in Inkigo yet, but it's a great fit for real-time updates or long-running processes. Just remember, a good rule of thumb is to think of this as a live activity inside your application. I would not recommend using this for static controls. In that case, I think bottom stack toolbar is usually a better choice. And this is actually very easy to implement. Let me show you the code. So I'm here inside my tabs, and you can simply call native tabs.bottom accessory and then create a view here and instantiate one from React Native and add a pressable and all the good stuff that you want to add. This is the place. Super easy. Next up, some transitions. You can see the smile in my face. This is by far my favorite iOS API because it instantly levels up your application. It creates a strong sense of continuity through a beautiful interactive animation. And for Inkigo, this was a must-have since the app is built around tattoo imagery. Navigating from thumbnails to styles and detailed screens feels physically connected instead of like a hard screen change. Zoom transitions were introduced in iOS 18. Users can grab the transition, drag it, and even interrupt it mid-animation. That's what makes it feel so natural. And the code is actually very approachable. Let me show you. Oh, and by the way, if you want to go deeper into any of this, I wrote a detailed blog post. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. It includes code examples that you can copy paste. To create a zoom transition, you can just call the Apple zoom inside a link and then inside a pressable. And this will just generate the animation. But then we also need to have a link Apple zoom target, and in my case is my screen for the image preview of the tattoo. This is how it looks. Super simple stuff. Okay, now we get to the bonus part. This one is experimental and it's not really a new API, but more like a fix. With the latest version of Expo Router, Flex 1 finally behaves correctly inside native bottom sheets. So if you've been building with React Native for a while, you know how painful bottom sheets can be. Thanks to the recent updates in React Native screens, we now have fully native sheets we didn't. But styling them, especially keeping content pinned to the bottom, has historically been buggy. That's now fixed. You can now use regular Flex 1 to pin content at the bottom and actually works. Inkigo uses this for a small Easter egg that appears when the user expands the sign-in sheet. For example, this screen uses a form sheet presentation with details at 41 and 61. And the big takeaway here is simple. If you want bottom align actions inside a native sheet, this is finally reliable. No hacks, no layout jumps, just Flex of 1. Inkigo is a real application that's live in production, and it's actually generating more than $200 monthly recurrent revenue, which is super exciting. And you can download it right now. I'm gonna leave the link in the description in case you want to get a feel of how these patterns feel in a real application. Link is in the description. And again, if you want all the code and explanation in one place, the blog post link below goes into a lot more detail. And if you want full access to the Inkigo source code, pro members at Code with Beto get access along with all my courses, private GitHub organization, and a private Discord where we can talk React Native. If you're serious about building applications that feel truly native, check out my React Native course. I also share tips, experiments, and updates in my newsletter. All those links are in the description. And before you go, let me know in the comments which native API is your favorite. Also, let me know if you want a similar deep dive focused on Android this time. If you're interested, I'll be happy to do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay cool.